Welcome to the Butterfly Effect. It's Tirreno-Adriatico, Stage 2. Wout Van Aert won Stage 1, so it's Jumbo-Visma on the front, controlling the stage. But as I've talked about on the Butterfly Effect, remember, they're fighting on two fronts. They have a team over in Paris-Nice. Primoz Roglic is over there fighting to win that. Now with Wout Van Aert, here's the big favorite to win today's Stage 2. And wearing the leader's jersey, it's their job to defend, and they're riding the team on the front. Everything looks status quo. Jumbo-Visma's got a strong team, not dominant like the 2020 Tour de France team here because of having to part those teams, but they got a solid team. Action really starts at 35K to go on the penultimate climb. Now, Team Ineos, everyone talks about them always training off of the numbers, and it gets a little boring. They're trying to light stuff up. So with 35K to go, Egan Bernal is getting into the action. Michael Kwiatkowski is getting into the action. But it's a group of four of big favorites at this Tirreno-Adriatico that get away with about 30K to go. And it's Pavel Sivakov from Ineos, Almeida, the young kid who lit up the Giro last year for Deceuninck Quicksteps, is in the break. Last year's Tirreno-Adriatico winner, Yates, is in the group. It is a solid group of riders up there, and they're rotating through. Don't forget Mikel Landa's up there from Bahrain. So with these guys, they're all trying to gain some time. This is how you know they're worried about Wout Van Aert on the mountain stage that will come later, because this is just kind of a medium stage. Normally you wouldn't see four of these quality riders going up the road on this kind of stage. They would just kind of get to the finish, let Wout, Julian Alaphilippe, Mathieu van der Poel, let them take the win, stay out of trouble, finish on the same time as the front group. But nobody really wants to see exactly what Wout Van Aert can do at this Tirreno-Adriatico. So they're lighting it up early, and they're getting in the moves and putting pressure on Jumbo-Visma. This works for a little bit. When they go over this climb, Jumbo-Visma, Wout Van Aert only has one teammate, and he's on the front for a bit of time until finally a second teammate shows up. The two right on the front, you'll see the gap go from 15 to 20 seconds to 30 seconds, back to 20, up to 30, back down to 20. It's really yo-yoing this whole time until we get onto the last finishing climb. Not a super difficult climb, but still very hard. And you would think it's just tailor-made for Wout Van Aert, Mathieu van der Poel, and Julian Alaphilippe, right? When they get on that climb, though, those four leaders still got a little bit of a lead. We're only talking 10, 20 seconds at any point in time. Then it's UAE Team Emirates, and it's last year's Tour de France, Tadej Pogacar's team on the front. He's got four guys, counting him, left in the group. They start riding the front, but they're not still doing big damage to the front brake, but they are holding them there, just not really digging into them. Finally, Astana comes onto the front very near the finish, but the brake blows up. And under 2K to go, we see Yates fall off first. Now, honestly, folks, when I saw Yates back up, I thought he was just saving his legs so that they wouldn't... You could tell they're going to get caught pretty much at that moment. He's going to save his legs, drop back, rest a little bit on those few seconds when he's coming back to the field, sit on the favorites, ride it to the line, call it good, race for the win in the later stages. Instead, Yates' legs definitely aren't there. They're falling off. The wagon is losing the wheels, and you see him go through the field fast and out the back. Big surprise. I didn't think he was going that hard in the front group. I thought he was holding something back. Earlier, you'd seen him communicating with the other guys in that break, and he just didn't look like he was suffering, but clearly he must have been hurting and putting in a big dig, because he went right out the back of the main group there, and he lost some time on today's stage. Up front, Almeida, man, was he strong. He puts in two big digs, and the second dig with under a K to go was what really puts the nail in the coffin of his two breakaway companions that are still left. They drop off, get absorbed from the UAE-led group peloton back there, and then Astana, they come in there, they grab those two guys. Still Almeida. We saw him suffering at the Giro last year. He wore the leader's jersey there for many days, and you always saw that tongue wagging out the front as he's trying to keep the leaders on every one of the climb. Today, he's trying to win this stage. Same MO, tongue just hanging out there, flying all over. But folks, he's going fast, right? Takes none other than G. Thomas from Ineos to go back there and just throw in a big dig. It's 600 meters from the line, and this is uphill 600 meters. It's a lot different than 600 meters on the flat. G. Thomas is throwing everything he can in with Julian Alaphilippe, the world champion. Now remember, Julian Alaphilippe rides for Deceuninck Quick-Step. The solo rider up there, Almeida, is Deceuninck Quick-Step, so they're teammates. Julian Alaphilippe's at a dilemma here. He's sitting there and he's watching G. Thomas pull back his teammate, but can he get him or can he not get him? This is a hard situation as a teammate when you're coming up to one of your teammates that have already been off the front for this length of time. You really want to see him win, and you have to make the call. Julian Alaphilippe is back there and he has to make the call. Do I jump past my teammate for the win, or do I sit back, stay on everyone else, and make one of the other favorites have to jump in order for them to bring back my teammate and then give me the green light? In my opinion, Julian Alaphilippe does the right call. He's got to go. You could tell that Almeida is probably going to get caught at the line. It looks pretty sure. He jumps, flies past his teammate, and wins the stage in fantastic style. Julian Alaphilippe in the World Championship jersey crossing the line first. Mathieu van der Poel does an amazing dig. He's coming from 7th, 8th spot back there and just runs out of real estate in time to catch Julian Alaphilippe at the line. Wout Van Aert, to my surprise, I honestly thought Wout Van Aert would be the favorite on today's stage, even gets passed by Mathieu van der Poel. It was a great ride still to defend his jersey. He got put really on the back burner there with his Jumbo-Visma team not being quite the force that we've seen at last year's 2020 races. So with the team he's got here, he does a good job at saving the leader's jersey. Mathieu van der Poel, a little bit bad placing before the sprint, but clearly he's got good legs. Guys, we're in for a great 2021. These races coming up are going to be fantastic. We all watched Strade Bianche. That was a great race. Today was a little mini show of what we just got done watching in that classic. What I really am looking forward to in this year is when you're going to see all these big names that are willing to throw down on each other in order to win the race. Many times in years past, when you take a rider like Peter Sagan, who just dominated everyone, he would do a spectacular move, blow the field apart, be with 3 other guys, and those guys just would never work with him. They were completely scared. Julian Alaphilippe's not afraid to work with anyone. Mathieu van der Poel's not afraid to work with anyone. Wout Van Aert's not afraid to work with anyone. Let's hope Peter Sagan finds those legs again and we see all 4 of these guys battling it out when it comes to Roubaix and Flanders, Amstel Gold, Liège-Bastogne-Liège. That's what I'm really looking forward to. When I watch today's stage at Tirreno-Adriatico, all I can really think about is let's get to the classics, because we're going to just see some legendary riders entertaining us when we're in the big races. It's not going to be just riders sitting on Peter Sagan's wheel, getting a free ride and then winning the race. We're going to see the biggest, best riders in the race all together battling for each other for the win. So, like I told you yesterday in Tirreno-Adriatico, Julian Alaphilippe, he was upset about getting beat from the Jumbo-Visma train, and he came back in full force today to win the stage. Great job, Julian Alaphilippe. Hope you guys like this edition on the Butterfly Effect with Tirreno-Adriatico. More to come. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon.